Happy Thursday, folks. Let's get right to it. What do you know? What do you say for the day? Really quick, let's get to the biz of just getting with the software. That's where it all begins. Send your HPC TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. It's all there. Basic members page, that's free. It's all free. And I'll have an official announcement. It will be Friday, March 21st. We're going to do the course. I'll have details next week, kind of a formal announcement. I think I really got it nailed down. Look, what do we have for today? Markets got clunked a little bit, but right now, perfect type 2. This is the kind of thing we'll be talking about. Beautiful crab right on the 5-minute type 1 reaction, type 2. And, just looking for a little rebound. It's pretty sweet, pretty ideal. Everything we want to see in any setup to make a harmonic pattern a highly effective trade opportunity. So that T2, we'll keep an eye on that. The bigger thing that we probably need to jump to, and I'm just going to really hammer on the stocks to start the show as more people are filing in here, is what's happening right now. We almost got it yesterday. We've been talking about this zone forever. This bearish butterfly zone that has been basically sucking up all of the potential bullish acceleration. 537.15 has been the top end of this pattern since we hit this back in December. Almost had it yesterday, but now today we will have the bearish close and we'll get the dot. And we talked about this last week of what's the deal? Are we going to have a breakout or is it a fake out? Today's going to be critical, really critical. And I'll even go one step further, something you don't see. We have this kind of interesting HSI, another HSI overbought signal that came out or is coming out today. It's underneath the dot. You can't really see that. But I'm looking, if this was going to be a fake out and we're not going to do the breakout now and take out the butterfly, you have some clear signals. The thing that I want to watch going into Friday is how do we respond after this reversal today and then HSI turning down, and then you have our amplified RSI. That's really the trigger. And I would say this is the first time since that butterfly completed that we have the confirmation that's ideal for all harmonic pattern setups. I don't care if it's a 5-minute, 4-hour, 30-second, weekly opportunity. That's how we stack it together. I mean, a pattern is a pattern. A lot of people ask me, can you trade a pattern without confirmation? You can. I would look at price action in particular, but all you're going to get in most cases is a reaction. Something like this. You come down and that's about it. So we're continuing to wrestle with this. QQQ is probably the number one chart to be looking at in the short term. We talked about the S&P 500 last week and even on Tuesday and how important that is. But for now, immediate QQQ 537.15 is the big number. And yes, it can be that exact. That's what we do. That's the big edge we have is our precision and our measuring to define exact points like this. So, we entertain the idea that, hey, if we can get above like 538, and I said on Tuesday that was day one of this whole potential scenario, then we could have a possible follow through, but we're not doing it. 2 days into that scenario, We're producing dots. So let's take it with a degree of caution. We're not ready to go balls to the wall yet. And I think we will. Obviously, we're going to resolve this butterfly pattern. And I will say this about butterfly patterns. They are among the weakest. They have a tendency to fail and then go to the 1618. So, Q's right here, right now. I'm not even of the opinion to be shorting. And it hasn't even been like that kind of environment. It's been a super choppy, maybe best for day trading, single day positions, and that's it. And you see it. You see it in the chart. Absolutely different than what we saw from August or even the September low. That was a nice continuation segment. Now, we're like, what are we, 40 days here? There's the completion. Today's day 49, almost 50 days of trading inside of that range. So still plenty of opportunities out there. And definitely what I'm looking for is the character shift. Can we get a larger move where market continues and makes the break to the much higher targets that I've talked about for a long time? I'm still super bullish, okay, but as you know, I'm pretty picky, very picky in terms of demanding that opportunities and setups and things that we're looking at have ideal conditions to warrant a trade opportunity. That's where we are with the Qs. And, we're seeing really, I think what people aren't talking about enough is the rotation. Even inside of tech, there's like a larger rotation going on, in my opinion, at the moment. But even in tech, like we see semiconductors starting to get a bid finally. And we'll look at that in a second. I don't think that changes. Really, I don't think this long, drawn out bull market, we don't have much up here that's going to stop it, at least just yet. S&P 500, that's got a few things here. There's the monthly chart. I find that really interesting. Check this out. We are up here. There's a monthly QQQ. Just so we're aware of how far we've come since 2022. I think that's remarkable. But there you go. 1618 is like there. And that's at 505. And then the overlap number that we use, the layered harmonic ratio, which is really important because this is all about zones, that's like 550. And tell me what's happening inside that zone. Ask yourself, is this responding, pausing, rallying? I would say it's a brief pause, but a continuation. I still say 550 is a critical number that we could reach. We breach 538 with some decisiveness, then yeah, 550 is the obvious follow-through target, but we're just, we're not there yet. I think that the NASDAQ futures, there's a lot of really phenomenal harmonic patterns. Here we go. Let me go to the weekly here. You got a lot of things going on. Boy, this is slow today. What's going on here? Super slow. It's something I've brought up before. Another butterfly that's on a weekly chart. There you go. And amazingly enough, for the S&P 500, we were cracking all-time new highs just yesterday. 24 hours ago. And the NASDAQ was about to make a push. So it seems like there's a lot of confusion, a lot of narrative out there. Yet here we are, scraping all-time new highs. I don't have anything on the weekly yet. Weekly would need to turn down. for me to consider that there's some kind of change. And you go back, even, you go back to like the last time we had a major correction of any magnitude was last summer. And look, there's HSI cracking the 50. And we're not. HSI is pointing up. There will be some real basic assumptions that I lay out in that course where, bang, you open up your software. You just have to look at one or two things and be like, all right, is it up or down? Are we pointing up? Are we pointing down with certain indicators? Where are we at those levels? And they give you quick reads. I mean, you need a framework. We talked about this on Tuesday, Elliott Wave versus Harmonics. I don't care what you guys use. I am always with the go with what works formula. Okay, but whatever you use has to be able to basically frame out, measure what's possible, what's the character of the market, and then what can we expect going forward. So right there, we were down 250. Now we're only down 160. I don't really think today's, S&P was down 60 itself, now only down 40. If this was really damaged, we'd be down 100 or more. We haven't seen a 3% down day in a long time. 3% would be like 180 S&P points. NASDAQ, that would be like 600, 700. Thank you, guys. What's going on, chat? Great to have you guys. What's up, Ryzen, David, Daniel, Delov, I can't even pronounce that right. Sequoia, Victoria, Snipes, Echo, Justin, Wayne. What's going on? What about you? Don't Daniel's wait, Daniel's saying I don't like crypto, but Bitcoin just broke the 50 on the daily, and CleanSpark is printing dots. We can get to those. We'll segue back the other way, man. We'll go to let's get to some stocks. I'll show you guys a couple things, some new ideas, new things that I've been kind of searching out. I do think it's a time to be digging for new ideas and look for really fine setups. Some that are going to be totally boring, but they're early in their development. Before I do that, let's take a quick look at the SPY. And just an amazing chart. I'm going to bring this up, at least once a week, maybe more, because this is something like out of a textbook with what's going on here. Massive deep crab on the weekly and the monthly. But there's a couple reasons why this is critical. Most notable is the fact that off of the Biden correction, Biden semi-bear market, if you will, not quite, but almost a bear market, but we already recovered 1618 and then some. And this is a good example of the 1618, 1902 zone. Really common that we see where you get overspill within the larger structure, and we have yet to break down. So that's the thing where there will be plenty of time if we are going to yield any kind of reversal off of this. Right now, check out what HSI is doing. We're still, we cracked 50 a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and, drifting higher. Could that roll over? Yeah. But the larger consequence, okay, of something really breaking apart or breaking down will happen in nominal price action before major retracement unfolds. And I just don't think it's there. The other thing that, again, a real simple strategy, but I know a lot of people don't fully understand how to be thinking about this from a general perspective. We use that 30 bar projection from pattern completions, and you build a zone. Because people do ask, how much time do you give a harmonic pattern? The answer is 30 bars, no matter what the time frame is. This is a weekly. We hit 30 weeks, okay, the beginning of the month. And we could even say on the monthly, Okay, where it was same pattern, probably even cleaner, and we could project that 30 months. And 30 months gives you one hell of a window to go by and to make the assessment. I mean, so far, it's super strong. I mean, 30 months on that. And it's 30 months to reverse and get to T1. Not doing it. I always say, some of these initial assessments, okay, you define the pattern. Tell me about what happens within the first 1 to 3 or 3 to 5 bars. It's straight up. You had a nice rejection and then recovery reaction. That was back in August. And now we're back up into that zone. We're still waiting. I'm thinking that 618 level. And then we'll see. You got double dot confirmation. You got a lot of things here, but you do not have the corresponding action required. You don't. I mean, and again, we break it down to the readings. This is monthly. All right. And the monthly chart there hasn't even hit 50 yet. Last time it hit 50 and rejected. That's why we wait for both amplified and HSI. Because look, that was October 23. They had a nice little retracement. They hit the 50 and it just sent it. And a lot of times that reading can be super strong continuation. So a lot to glean from these charts. Any big bearish, I hear some people saying, yeah, I'm super loaded with puts and I'm shorting stocks. That is not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying we are in a continued consolidation range, grinding slightly higher, and we're not back in any kind of acceleration yet till we clear this. A lot going on. Really quick, I want to take a look at Palantir. They're finally brought that in and took it down like 20%. I mean, this is something I've been talking about for a long time. This is probably the biggest correction since that breakout, which, was all the way back here to like 30. And then we were saying, look for the 618, then the 886, then the 1618. And I mean, and then went 2618. There it is, the 2618 extreme extension. That was 108. And so that's really fit nicely within the harmonic pattern ratio framework. Am I worried about any of that? I mean, this could come back in. Go to the 4-hour chart. And let's see if we get any oversold readings. We've seen this before. Nothing really yet, even on your 4-hour chart. You got to come in further. But that was the monster last year, right? Really, that was remarkable. What's up? Yeah, we can look at a couple of those. What's going on? What's up, Lawrence? How are you today? Yeah, Bob, we can go to silver. Richmond Flowers in the chat. You found us. Great to see you, Richmond. Glad to have you here today. Yeah, we can get to all of that. Stara saying, remove the noise, use the Heiken Ashi. Heiken Ashi's great. That's definitely great. That's especially with the patterns. What's up, Sequoia? Yeah, we can get to Bitcoin, but let's get to some stocks. The Bitcoin scenario has not changed, folks. I'm still waiting for 91K. I mean, immediately. I mean, before the end of the month. And it's not that, I got reamed by some people because I put out a few things on X just saying, hey, we got to get through this. And I don't care what you say to me. I don't care if you have a different opinion. I'm not saying you specifically, Sequoia. I'm just saying other people where Bitcoin does not get around natural market dynamics. There's just no way. Bitcoin will continue to have to go up to go down and go down to go up. And we know the deal on Bitcoin, 1618, 1025 forever. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we can get to a couple of those. I mean, yeah, the silver, gold, very interesting. Gold was almost at 3,000 today, which is will they find the gold? That's the big question. Will they find the gold? Let's go to really quick the industrials, because I think that's another massive chart people need to focus on. As big as the S&P 500, the weekly charts like this, right in the zone. We talked about that last time. Look, weekly crab pattern, beautiful dynamics here. It's essentially another 1618 of that prior range of the 2022 bear market. This one actually played catch up, where last year really caught up with the SPY. And then what happened is we had initial reaction, and then we had this counter HSI signal. That's why you're back up in the zone. I'm still looking at it like this. You're still in an uptrend. We need to see some breakdown action. If you're really going to get a response out of that, off of that pattern, okay, you need to break down. You need some individual weekly bearish candles. Monthlies. Look, since we instituted the yellow dot, it has been a phenomenal confirmation button, if you will. Really easy way. There's a lot behind that. Again, we'll get into that course in the course about what the dot is and why it's so important. But I'm watching the industrials, okay, because we're at the 50 on the monthly reading now. So that makes this month's close enormously significant for what will be possible going forward. Can we break it out? Yeah. But we would have to take out not only this 50 level, but amplified would have to follow suit. That's RSI down here. So you know you've got time. Yeah, I'm just highlighting these dynamics as a part of the larger argument that, yeah, from price level we are up there. We have made a massive 1618 price discovery move off of the last correction, which was 2022. And it's not like we haven't seen that before. Look at what COVID did. COVID, another 1618, that was almost to the dime. And then back down for a 382. If you're not aware of that, and then, that was a 20, 1618 on the monthlies like that. Monthlies like that. But if you're not aware that that is the primary assumption found in nature and the markets, where it's not going to be exact, but if you're in that 1618 ballpark, we're assuming some kind of slowdown or pause, or at least a digestion of the move. It works that way in nature. It is a great rule of thumb in the markets, and you go 1618 to 382 kind of a thing. And that's what Bitcoin's doing right now. That's how we ride the waves. But weekly, probably the best time frame to be watching, monitoring here. And, again, where's the next set of opportunities for this market? Someone wanted to look at Walmart. I mean, that's been an amazing run there. Walmart 97 now, was 104. And that's a hell of a run. That's an amazing run. Are we even close to oversold yet? No, not yet. Oh, look, it was a crab pattern. Yeah, there's a type 1 crab. 97. Okay. Notice how that's really the first bearish pattern we have seen since the beginning of the run. I actually should expand this. I know why it's not showing patterns from before. You can go as far back as you want, guys. Go into the settings and put 4,000 bars. That's actually going to be better. It'll show you, if you only have 400, it's going to show you all the patterns of the last 400 bars. If you go 4,000 bars, you're going to get more. Yeah, look, there's some prior patterns from way back. So I like that. Walmart, yeah, type 1 here. I would still look for a type 2. We get oversold, but, it needs to digest that. 97.69, not a bad spot. Some of those big Dow stocks, you could go like even really the boring ones like JP Morgan. Okay, these have been on phenomenal runs. JP Morgan getting knocked out a little bit today on the daily. But these are all still in major uptrends. Another easy assessment, and I love the people that kind of foo-foo technical analysis, but simple consideration of trend channels. That prices trade in ranges, okay, and they move in segments, and it's pretty clear what's that progressive moving range here. And you go back a year or go back more, we would go to the weekly. That's a big challenge for a lot of people I know. They simply don't have the patience to wait for the market to sell off and become give you a discount opportunity. And this has been nearly straight up. You go back even the last several years. No, there you go. We're looking for low end of the channel kind of a thing. Now, layover harmonic patterns. Yeah, we're overbought. We're above the deep crab hop level, but just gives you a picture. Nice framework of what to consider. And even back here, go back to the lows at 2022. And that was after making quite a move the years preceding. We had another shark. That's the kind of thing I'm really looking for in a lot of issues that had great runs. Can we set up with another bunch of patterns? JP Morgan, a lot of those Dow stocks. One or two more. The big ones. Oh, I don't know. Give me something, guys. My brain's, let's just look at the diamonds for a second here. There's the diamonds. Should be showing the same kind of a pattern there. 440. Don't know why this is so slow. It's slow today. I think I got too much running in the Dow. There you go. Finally. There you go. Same pattern in the diamonds. And I bring up the diamonds because I think this is another one just to be aware of, that where's the true breakout of the pattern and where can we really get acceleration for larger possibilities? It's above the zone. It's above 456. Yeah, that's like 46,000, 45.5 on the indices or the index. So be aware of that. Big patterns, just because they're there, do not mean it's like an automatic fat finger sell. Not yet. But we will monitor this closely. It's getting to that point where, again, you need a couple more weeks. The sideways action, that's a starting point. Let's see what the follow through is. Yeah, you know what is a good one? It would be Apple, since that's both Dow and NASDAQ. And what's that doing? Weekly time frame. That's strong. Apple's impressive. And same kind of a thing. There's your channel, all the channel dynamics. Every time we've hit the lower range of that channel the last several years has been a buying opportunity. And now we have another oversold reading from 3 weeks ago. So Apple's fine. I look at days like today and more days that will come individually as still thinking opportunities until I see dramatic breakdown and clear signals of breaking 50 levels. So plenty of time. Hey, you know what I do need to look at, and then I'll look at your request. The SOX, the Semiconductor Index. All right, I think this is is starting to get some renewed activity. A lot of those issues were really beat up. SMCI, AMD, AMAT, and here's the index. Nvidia is still hanging up there, hasn't done much net, but looking at that as maybe major continuation. Let's go to the weekly here. I'm watching, around this 5,300 level. Oh, come on, this is ridiculous. Here's what we have. Okay, let me take this off. I was thinking we would finally break down, but the beginning of the year, we were able to retest like 4880, 4900. And to me, that looks like a high level continuation starting to build up where just project your channel. Go back to 2019. This trend is still intact. That long-term SOX trend on semiconductors, that's still there. Nothing changes. It's just the players. Here's SMCI. Okay, SMCI, major recovery in terms of semis. Look at this massive bat pattern. Okay, we hit target 1 a couple days ago, and I got skunked. I got skunked on this shakeout down here. Not too happy about that, and I never went back in. It happens. But beautiful pattern, framework, all of that, and there's plenty of other opportunities. I'm looking at Qualcomm. Hasn't done much, but thinking this weekly's trying to resolve, or even better, some of the ones that have been really beaten up recently, like microchip technology. It was 100, almost down to 50 for a big 50% correction. Where's the daily? There you go. Daily time frame. Coming off some really nice patterns. Overstretched crab pattern. Yeah, that looks like it went too far, but a little sloppy. But I think that's okay. Looking for things that are turning around. Looking for new ideas in that space. That was one, and then the other one was it Taiwan Semi? No. Oh, I know what it was. It was AMD. Still looking for that 102. Got so close. Now 113. I'm okay with that kind of a 10-point bounce or range. There you go. It's a daily. I mean, that's been something where we've been watching this for a long time, and we never got the real turnaround that I was looking for. And where's the weekly? The weekly is a massive pattern. Here you go. 102.81. Ever since the breakdown at 127, we took no action on that, but we've been watching it closely. Been looking for this shark to 5-0 situation, and that's 102. So I'm it's been a long time, but I'm still monitoring that. I still think there's a big opportunity. It's just taking its time. Yeah, what's up, Matthew? What's going on? You are. What else? Not trying to ignore you guys. Sometimes I just riff, guys. I'm just going off of charts. So I'm not always paying attention to the chat. But you got my attention. The other one is ARM. ARM Holdings. Another high-level weekly possible continuation. That's around 140. This thing has not broken out yet, but it looks ready. And check out the bat pattern. I mean, really nice type 1 reaction. Can I get something under 149 where ARM is just a reaction and then we send it back in? Just because we have a bearish pattern does not mean end all be all, collapse, bear move. But we're still a little ways. Nice pattern though. Bullish or bearish, that can be helpful and a clearer read for what we need to consider. A couple more. Listen, ASML, I've talked about this for a long time. Okay, not really busting the move like I really want to see. But look at the shark. And so we might still come back for a retest. Hasn't done much, but I will say this. It's nice to have the bullish pattern. As I say, patterns looking left are always helpful, better than no pattern at all. You have clear levels to go off of, and once we get out of this consolidation hole, target one is still on deck. Lots of opportunities. Let's go. What's up, Nico? Wants to look at Wolf. I haven't looked at Wolf in a while. Has that stabilized? Ooh, I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked at that in a long time. I had no idea that got down to $3. No. Maybe this isn't the one I was thinking about. TerraWolf. Oh, this is the miner. I think I was looking at the other wolf. TerraWolf, and I'll get to some miners in a second. It's just not there yet, my man. Nico, if you don't, you got to get the software. Get the trial. But here you go. I mean, we're still, look, when you see that kind of a condition, and again, that's like the first place I'm opening the chart and I'm looking. Is that down? Up or down? It's down, headed for an oversold read. You need that to resolve what started here. What's the other? The wolf speed, right? WOLF. That was one that got crunched. Wolf speed, here you go. I've been talking to my crew, and I mentioned this to you guys. I'm now embracing some of these other type of patterns. What do you have there, everybody? Deep crab, that means it's oversold. 627 is the hop level with a couple of dots. It always helps. What's the last dot? Well, double bullish. And that might be one to be investigating for recovery. We've seen these. Also, look at the weekly. You've got some levels down here. How do you know, though? Like, how do you know if it's the crab or the shark, or, basically line up the confirmation? Last confirmation that we saw is down here on the weekly. That's around 750. I like that one. I'm not saying full port and dump, double leverage into it, but I'm liking the fact that that's stabilizing. Oh, let me go to the weekly. Are we above the 50? Here's the other read. Okay, perfect. Love it. This is great. Okay, this is exactly the primary trigger we want to see, where you're not only above 50, but you had a little kiss, a little zigzag. That's the acceleration that we look for. Really quick, everybody in here who's not with the software, do it right now. Get your TradingView username and send it to hpc@sr-analyst.com. By the way, first person to type in HPC 30, we're going to give you the full package, 30 days, and you get to come to the course for free. I need to see HPC 30. Yeah, that's a nice one. Wolf speed on a monthly. What's up, Who G Whammer? He's saying go to the monthly chart. Edward T28, I know you've won before, but you'll win again. But Edward wins, but if you won in past 6 months, please let other people win. But okay, you got to DM me on the Discord, please. There's the monthly, guys, for Wolf Speed. I kind of like that, and we've seen other major monthly charts play out. We got to get that above the 50 on the monthly, but that is nice. I like that. All right, let's keep rocking. We'll give you guys another chance to win. And again, when I do it, please let people who have not won try to participate. But I'm looking for stuff like this. Yes, and I think these turnaround plays, you've got some sauce there. Where with this, you've given that plenty of time. And look, the fact that it's above the 50 level, that's big. And we want to get, again, this is weekly Wolf Speed. It's a beaten up semi play. If that gets above the 50, you really have something here. So let's keep it. I'm going to, this is kind of unrelated, but I know a long time ago I talked about this stock. Okay, HIMS. And I was long this stock like a year and a half ago. And now look at it. And I was long it at about $8. And I was happy to capture the move that I caught. Here's the daily. Okay. Or it was down here at $5. Yeah. This kind of a shark. People really do win when you're playing stuff like that. I mean, it's that HIMS. I remember that. It was around $5. And I think I sold it at 9 or something. And then went to 60, whatever. But those kind of big patterns, yeah, they're huge. I here's the other one that it's a slow mover, but massive monthly with everything. This is VF Corp. Come on. VF Corp. Big butterfly down there. Okay, and it works like that. I don't think you don't have to do exclusively monthly patterns, but you guys see the dynamics going on. Do it on a monthly, do it on the daily. I like to cross-reference at least one time frame, but we're getting a lot of these big patterns that are, marking major turnarounds. Again, this speaks to the rotation I think is going on. Couple more. What's up, Daniel? Daniel's got a great list. Amgen, haven't looked at that forever. Amgen's like this. Amgen, probably what? Weekly, daily? That thing was beaten up, wasn't it? And one of the guys was saying AstraZeneca, AZN. Shark to 5-0. Come on, man. I don't have much there on Amgen. There was a crab. Okay. Maybe we get a type 2 on that crab. 286. That would be all right. I know some of these have been really beaten up. There's AstraZeneca. Yeah, I don't know why you guys were bringing that up earlier. Don't have much there. Let me show you one of like the old ones that last year had a massive pattern. Oh, look at that. I haven't looked at this one in a long time, but Bristol Myers. I love these kind of old companies. Been crushed, and now look. It was a perfect, look at that type 2 on the shark. That's a monthly. Amazing monthly chart. You had 2 of them. 2008, yeah, end of the world. Oh, but wait, there's a big bat pattern off the 886 and then another shark. So I'm going more and more on stuff like that. 1 second. What else? Edwards Life Science. What's up, Justin? Justin. Edwards Life Science. What is that? EL? No, EL is Estee Lauder. Edwards. Let's see. Life Science. EW. I know it was a 2-letter. Okay, I'm on monthly. And that definitely helps that you have monthly oversold. Not necessary to have that, but that helps. Okay, back to back patterns, currently 73. That's a type 1. It's a type 1 on the small bat, a type 2 on the bigger bat. Yeah, I mean, let's get it on there. Let's get it. Let's get these on the radar. That they might take weeks or even a few months to truly set up to get that as a T2 back to 61. But if it did, I'd want to be on it. A whole bunch of things like that. Yeah, the weekly. What's up, Nasser's looking at Merck. You guys with all your biotech, pharmaceutical. Um, okay, weekly Merck, a forever stock. This is never going out of business. I don't know what's there though. Do I have to adjust for dividends on that? Let's see, sometimes you got to hit that button. Maybe a T1 scratch at 79. But I'm thinking it's more. Let's see what your daily looks like. I don't have much there. Again, also notice no confirmation. No, and maybe this is a good example of why we need confirmation, because if you're looking at that pattern, it hits, but then you get a bearish confirmation in the zone, and there's nothing, there's no confirmation that would trigger that in. I mean, there's HSI finally, but that's going to need more time. I mean, nothing wrong with that to be thinking, on the corrective move as an opportunity, but I need to see a dot. I need to see kind of that form, just like what we had back in 2023. Let me go back here. And I'm willing to let things go. I'm willing to let beautiful patterns go if they don't have ideal confirmation. It's just, I've learned the hard way that way. But there you go. Shark pattern on the daily for Merck, right at 98. Confirmation was like 99. And that sent it. Couple more. What's XHG? Because I'm looking at the home builders. Yeah, there's home builders. I think we talked about that last time. And again, really speaks to the rotation. There's XHB who was putting that up. Technic analysts. Yeah. XHB, home builders. We talked about home builders and we talked about solar last time. Let me bring this up. Take that to ADJ. Confirmation, yeah. Yes. Still in an uptrend. But what's it? Daily? Because this doesn't have anything. I think maybe the one I was talking about is KBH Homes. And you can go through a lot of these. There's KBH. Ideal type 2. And this stuff matters, guys. This really does, where, open the chart. Look at the software. What's here? Well, big prior pattern. So that level is important. Not as important as the bat, but, I'm looking at that pattern, 61, 63-ish. But I need confirmation. Where's the car? Are we oversold? Not yet. But I'll keep my eye on it. That's one. The other one was, I think, Beazer Homes, BZH, Home Builders. Nice correction. A lot of these are down 40, 50%. There's Beazer. And they're going to take time. They will take time. But, if we're, just looking at your levels, levels down here and the sideways range, 23, 24. You have my attention. I like that. And then the weeklies like this, where you got a dot last week. Are you kidding me? That's the kind of thing with any price action where, let's say you have an overextended move. which Beezer definitely did, 12 to 36, and then it gets crushed. Okay, that's oversold for sure. The acceleration will probably come in the next week or two. We get above the 50. Again, step by step, define the level, then tell me what the indicator reading's doing. Is this above the 50? Not yet. So you know you need more time. But I'm looking. That's another real nice one. And then some of the others we've talked about before. These old stocks, these old economy. A lot of them setting up. A couple more. What's up? Nice. Nice. Wants to look at PBR. That's Petrobras. Yeah, Petrobras. There's probably better oil companies, better run oil companies. No offense, honey. But yeah, I mean that's all right. That's okay. I mean that's the Brazilian Petróleo Brasileiro. SA Petrobras ADR. I would be more inclined to go with like a Valero or ConocoPhillips. Like I like the refiners, guys. You're always going to need refining products, always. So that's ConocoPhillips or that's Valero. Valero, ConocoPhillips, and then Marathon MPC. I'm looking. Couple more. What's Rafael? Yeah. Hey, do check your trading view, please. That should be active within the next hour, man. And I know we sent that up yesterday. But Goodyear Tire, we talked about that last time. Any follow through? GT, sorry for my screens being super slow. 1048. And that was a weekly, right? There was a big weekly pattern down there. I love the idea. I really do. I love the idea. It's a type 2 crab pattern. What does that mean? It means the reaction is over, which it did perfectly. You know, from 960 to 21, that was your reaction segment. And then you come back and you retest perfectly at the hop with confirmation. All of that around $8.50, $9, now $10.50. This is going to be a slow mover. But I really like the idea. And again, I think it's smart thinking. You know, these can be played in a way where they're lower volatility. Levels are clearly defined, especially with confirmation. And then you're looking for like roughly $10, even off the alternate bat in a reaction move to 14. Minimum. If it does something bigger and decides to go to T2, I mean, that's going to take a year, 2 years. So let's not be thinking this is going to be ripping like a tech stock, but I think it's a low risk entry, and it's not a bad play. It's kind of like what I said about Walgreens Boots. Haven't made a move on this yet, but look, big patterns. We've given this thing enough time, really down here, right around $10 to stabilize. Okay, look at that. Big crab pattern. Is it or is it not? I mean, with your own eyeballs, tell me. Do you think the hop level is providing support? I would say so. 849. They only spent a couple of days down there. A couple of weeks. And then we get news. Oh, fact of the day. Class action lawsuit has been filed against Walgreens Boots. That's great. That's great because you know what? The worse the news, the better the gauge in terms of what's possible. And last confirmation was like 9. You're 1076. Plenty of time here. Oh, the monthly too. I mean, you just go through your levels. Okay, hop right at 1069. Double dot confirmation. How many of those charts have we gone through now? Massive monthly patterns. Again, it's going to take time. I mean, a lot of time. You got to be in that position 18 months or more. Be willing to. but that's all right. Sure. Couple more. Yeah, thanks, David. Appreciate it. Everybody, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're here Tuesday and Thursday. We go about an hour, hour and 15. That's all I need. That's all I can do. Copart. Isn't that, what's that, auto? Pretty sure. Copart what? Daily or weekly, man? Steady. What's that? I know, I'm pretty sure there is a pattern here. Sorry for this being super slow. I'm not sure why. Copart, specialty store, retail trade. You know, there are a number of those retails that have set up. You know, something like this, most people might not know this stock. A real nice, aggressive, trending stock. Look at that. I mean, it's stuff like this. Not that I have anything right now for Copart, but back in September, October, look at the 1-2 dynamics. And this is, I know this is in a long-term uptrend. So that's really for the way to consider harmonic patterns and identifying, you know, really clear opportunities. I prefer these type of continuation opportunities. I mean, Copart was 26 2 or 3 years ago, now 60. But it's like that kind of assessment. You can, every one of us can basically draw a trend channel and say, all right, is it uptrend or downtrend? And then are we buying on a retracement? That would be it with a harmonic pattern and confirmation all over the place. Those are the best opportunities for long continuation moves. Yeah. We did AES a while ago. That was a 3 ideas. AES, like this. Yeah, that's a 3 ideas for my crew. And I think it's a weekly 3, right? 10. Hold on, let me bring the weekly up. I'm pretty sure that's weekly. Yeah, we got a dot. Look at that. Yeah, that's why it's a 3 ideas. Beautiful. We might even have been saying, I might even have been saying 11 to 12, even though went to 9. Now you have dot confirmation. That's a perfect type too. Again, what's the only thing missing is enough time to let that price do what it needs to do. But it looks great. Yeah, a couple more. Man, you guys are on fire. What's up, Eric? I like to call on my members. Caterpillar. We had a couple of those. Cat, 350. Well, here's a nice, it would be really, here's a nice read, okay? Perfect trending forever stock, meaning Caterpillar, it's going to have its ups and downs, but man, it's not ever going out of business. Okay, it just, what they produce is going to be needed for the rest of the century. But daily, oversold within that daily channel. Beautiful, man. Great contribution to the discussion. Perfect type 2. There it is, man. That's harmonic pattern framework. Okay, reaction, strong reaction, but that's it. And so if it rolls back over for the return move, we're not surprised. And then bang. Yellow dot. There was confirmation 3 days ago, like around 352. Hop level 345. Still valid. You know, it doesn't matter. Just got to get this above the 50. This is the only. Why hasn't this moved yet? All right, we got to get HSI above 50 here, much like what we had back here. Look, we had HSI above the 50 on the first test, and then clearly was trending above the 50 once we hit that zone. That's a first phase, if you will, and then within the second bar after the pivot, there's an AMP 50 move. That's probably the one piece that's missing for a lot of people. They can do the pattern, they can see they can line up that confirmation, but they're not looking at the fact of where's HSI. The reason why that happens is that you guys know most patterns, especially the type 2s, will take 3 to 5 bars. Minimum, we should expect that for the development, the turnaround, stabilization, change in trend. And in doing so, you see HSI, Harmonic Strength Index, turn around before price. One or two more. What about Geron? Okay. I saw you've been posting that a few times. GERN, 264. Okay. Daily on Geron, low floater here. Big bat pattern. What about the weekly? Nothing yet. I mean, again, another one where, tell me about the 50 level on HSI. Are we above or we're below? We're still below. And I think a lot of people, they think, oh, well, HSI, if that goes above 50, then the price will not be able to jump on the price. It doesn't work like that. My suggestion is you get over and get the software and you go through, work through some charts for a week or two to see how frequently of a phenomenal trigger that is. Because it is. I mean, it's becoming something where probably a mandatory event within the step-by-step approach. Consider that. Yes, I will get to Bitcoin in a second. Couple more, one or two more. You got it, man. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. You guys know I'm a pretty easygoing guy. Yeah, we did ConocoPhillips. No, we didn't do ConocoPhillips, Nasser. We can look at that. What's up, Jose? Yeah, it's going well today. How about yourself? ConocoPhillips. I like these long term. It's just, and they haven't done much for 2 or 3 years. But I'm telling you, I like them. Why they didn't move anything in the last 2 or 3 years? Regulation, to be honest. All right. I mean, I know some players in the refining energy industry, guys that move oil, move natural gas, and that's what they've been saying. ConocoPhillips 9376. It's kind of this looping type too, but that's relative. Now 101, but I like it. It reminds me of like Philip Morris, which another forever stock. I love. Oh my goodness, all-time new highs today. Philip Morris gone, guys. I've talked about this in the past. That's amazing. This is amazing because I feel this way about a lot of industrial stocks and things that moved sideways for years. 88 to 107, now 150, and you're picking up like 4% forever, 5%. Here's the other one. I'm long this one as well. It's Altria. I love it. I mean, this is like a little piggy bank. Price hasn't moved for a long time, but it's getting there, and I'm picking up like 8% forever. My basis on this is like $40. And I mean, I've been in this for, I don't know, 5 years or more. At least this one. This was another one I was in a long time ago. There's your weekly. And I think eventually Altria and Philip Morris, they continue. I think Mo is something where, eventually we go to the all-time 886 and you're picking up, what is it, 7? It was 8%. It's 7.5%. 7.5%. Put that into a Roth IRA and just not get hurt. People are going to smoke cigarettes. It's just, it's a fact. It's like Starbucks. People are going to drink coffee. Remember this pattern in Starbucks? I'm riffing here, guys, but just trying to show you the power of patterns. Remember the big bat pattern right at 76? Okay, right there. 73. Massive. Pushing up to retest the bat or even like the 120 level. What was the other one? Dutch Brothers. Yeah, Bros. Buddy of mine was telling me about this, that he's been in this for a while. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Dutch Brothers. That's amazing. I can't offer you anything there other than the fact that, hey, these big moves do happen. So don't think, they don't. There's plenty of opportunity in these kind of stocks. I'll show you one or two more. Here's something really boring. Kraft Heinz. Okay. Ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, relish, whatever you like on your hot dog, hamburger. But patterns. Massive patterns at 28. And this has been in sideways chop range for a long time. But this is also these are the kind of markets I'm looking at now. Ah, come on, what's going on here? What's going on? Why can't I get the full chart? There you go. We got 2 patterns, 3 patterns down here. And we're only $1.50 off of that level. But there you go. That's the kind of thing that multiple patterns pointing in the same spot. Yeah, here's the weekly. Weekly is a shark with confirmation. 28's clearly holding. You're still in the zone. Anything under 30 is probably it's okay by me. So a lot of things like that. Just because it's Kraft Heinz doesn't mean we should overlook it. Small chunk of your portfolio, buy 100 shares, put it away. It's kind of like the Altria. Get 100 shares, put it away. Don't think about it. Come back in 5 years. Talk to me then. Great to see you guys. Yeah, okay, a couple more, and then I got to get over to Bitcoin. I know. Daniel with the D-nut. D-nut? Okay. You only put it in about 10 times. D-nut. Krispy Kreme. I remember when that came out, people went nuts over the IPO. And almost traded like a tech stock. Where are we at with this? I guess they took it private and they brought it back. Weekly oversold. I would love to see the all-time chart, though. Okay, I got you. Shark around 879. Yeah, again, maybe fishing in different spots is a way to go. I would still say Shark to 5-0. 879, 8 something. Confirmation was 4 days ago at 855, but still all right. And I would just be targeting 1073 as the minimum. You got you. What's up, Bob? Wants to look at silver. Let's get to there because silver and gold and SLV. Look, we're up here. There's SLV. And these markets are moving. I mean, that's a big, steep uptrend. I remember posting that last year at SLV at 25. Really clear. Now we're back up 30. Do we have any confirmation? Nowhere near confirming yet. Not yet. But long-term chart, I'm going to blow your mind. Because here's SLV off the low going all the way back. And remember some of the other charts we talked about. Monthly patterns. They're going to highlight opportunities that you might otherwise not consider or be able to even understand like where the level is. And SLV was this massive bat pattern Same on the futures chart. And now we're coming back here. I was thinking about that 886 at 44. Again, that links up with the spot price, but let's kind of bring it back here. Target 2 is 34. And we have this, that's a monthly chart, man. That's amazing. Look at the dynamics going on here. Type 1 reaction, come down. We didn't get to target 1. That's a shame. So we're still in a reaction territory, but it's a deep crab, and we went back to the hop, which is the same level as the T2. I'd say 34. I'm thinking, gold is not going to stop. Like we've been saying gold 3,000 or 3,300 for a while. I mean, gold 3,300 is like this. 29.60. What was the high? The high was 29.73 today. And the weekly charts like this, blowing out patterns, no confirmation. And the all-time, we did this last time, but all-time 1618 is up here, minimum, right there. It is 2970-ish. No. Sorry. Let me get this right. Yeah, all-time, it's like this. Sorry. All-time 1618 is roughly, it's roughly here, 2,900-ish. Yeah. And tell me how it's acting there. Because you draw the level and then look at what's the price action doing, especially going into that zone. The other move or other metric we've been posting is something like this, where that's a 1618. 1902 was like 2,900. You're straight through that zone. I'm thinking 2618. Again, that's like 3,200, guys, and we're gonna find out if they have the gold. I mean, I think that's just a fascinating development. Is, do we have the gold that we say we do? If we don't have the gold, then the price of gold will skyrocket, and our larger levels are much higher. I know there's a bunch of you that are new here, but I know there's a lot of people that have been with me for the last 2 years or more. And I have been saying for a long time, something is up in the price of gold. Will it be the fact that we don't have gold? We don't have the gold that we say we do? Among all the everything else happening, it would just be another one of the massive scandals of both sides going back last 20, 30 years. It's not a one-side thing. It's not a one-side, all one side is at fault. And I would even blame that administration from 20-something years ago that really kicked off this mess. But, it doesn't matter. I'm only concerned with the markets. And I think it's, it's telling us to just have our ears up. I'll tell you what, though, the other interesting thing is like, Newmont Mining or Barrick Gold. These are your big gold producers. They're still lagging. I'm wondering if there's an opportunity finally, like at some point, okay, if gold really skyrockets, let's say there's no gold in there, and there's, they're talking about massive deliveries in gold going on. That means the gold in their ground is going to be worth a hell of a lot more than they're pricing it out for. So it is interesting. Will it help Bitcoin? Maybe. The cost to lease gold has surged, says Carthago, and sure. Stara, yeah, you're probably right. I think maybe 3618. We've talked about that a 3618 advance would put you like 4,300. Be ready. The thing to note for the gold situation, okay, the thing to note, and it's, and again, I will talk a lot about this in this course, is that it will be a change in character no matter what. even with the move we've gone through already. I mean, you'll see gold up, lock limit up, really, a couple days in a row on its way up to 33, 3,400. Hold on, here you go. Oh, check it out. That's what a failed butterfly looks like, guys. Truly, that's what a failed butterfly looks like. Really common failure for butterfly. It hits it reacts. That's a lot like the QQQ, in my opinion. But what I want to get to, and be aware of that, is that this gold move, okay, the character, it will accelerate. I mean, this could be the beginning stages of that gap up phenomenon to 3,400. Oh, the other thing is like this. We did this last time. The all-time range, the high to low, like that. And then look, all-time, 1618. All-time, 1618. Remember what MicroStrategy did at 1618? It reacted immediately. All right. We don't know if it's going to react or not, but we're looking literally this month and the next 2 weeks. What do? We blow through that and we close above 2950. That would be a big deal. And then what some of the folks are saying here in the chat. All right. That, could it go 2618? Sure, CAD. That means it would bypass 3,000. And let me just be in front of that right now. That we are going to find out. And I mean, I think it's weeks. It's weeks away to finding out. And then if it is, 2,900 is cheap. And our levels that we've talked about, 3,300, that's where I'm not looking for anything to stop until 3,300. And the acceleration, the change in character, hear me out. And this is harmonic pattern framework at its best. It's not just necessarily about going from one price to the next. It's the way that you do it. So if we're going to take this out, and literally the last week is the first time we can make these assessments. And we're going to know. Because if we do break out and you get some kind of crazy event like, okay, there's no gold, you're going to see a character of where you go twice the distance in half the time. I'll talk more about that next week. But big considerations to lay out, all right, in front of what could potentially happen. Yes, solar. Solar is definitely, we looked at that last time. I don't want to get into it too much. I'll just show you. Look, we looked at a couple solar stocks. Here's the solar ETF. And it's a big weekly, monthly pattern. There's amazing. There's the monthly confirmation. It's a weekly 886 bat off the COVID low. And there you go. Right about where it is now. It's going to take time. Going to take time. I still like the solar idea. I mean, it's not as eco-friendly as a lot of tree huggers want to make it out to be. I have a fairly advanced system on my roof, and I think it's phenomenal. But the stocks and true viability, mass adoption, that remains to be seen. Because look, you go from 20 to 120 and you're back to 30. That tells you whatever this move was, what happened between 2021 and 2024. Oh, we had a lot of government subsidies that were now taken away. So we're going to see if it's truly viable. Again, week one on that whole scenario was just recently because I like the breakout. Look, for the stuff we do, no matter what your position is on the whole concept, this is a big deal. And I talked about that last time. So, and it's following through, at least on HSI. That 50 breakout, that's a big thing. And then look what Amplified's doing. Let me just blow up that. Okay. Amplified just cracking it this week. So literally this week, you have both moving in the right direction. True. Being somewhere where the sun shines definitely helps. I don't think you can do it up north. But thanks, Wayne. All right, let's go to crypto, guys. Oof. Big stock review, but I'm all about the stocks, and I really that's my bread and butter. And I do think we also need to be thinking a little longer term on these kind of ideas. That's it. Let's get to Bitcoin. What's going on, Bitcoin? Why aren't we at 92,000 yet, or 91,000? We're still within this 4-hour pattern, like this. I haven't even looked at the price today. Here we go. Ooh, you're up $2,000. Way to go. But the 4-hour chart, I've been waiting on that forever. For a while. Probably now going on 3 weeks. Here you go. Yeah, 91. 91,668. Hold on. Almost got there for the type 2. I'm not, I don't change on this. Don't change. I think it's a little oversold bounce, but I really want to see the retest. Come on back down. Hit 91.6. And then I'll consider what have you. As for most of the other things, until I see some concrete turnaround situations, I'm gonna hold off. I think there's many stocks giving us much better signals. Let's go to the weekly, daily, or even weekly. The weekly time frame, 102,500. You know, plant that in your brain, and we're just bunched up here. Not a lot to even be concerned about, and people are really on edge. I'm not I'm not looking for anything other than a retracement. If that's even a 382 retracement off of August, that 382 is like 86, 87. That would be the best thing for Bitcoin, trust me. Then I would entertain possibilities for continuation. 382 to 1618. That's the framework. Call me crazy, but here's the daily. 1 second. The daily, here's the daily off the crab pattern, just still getting stretched out. And I would love. I mean, we said 91, 86 possible, 76 as the full reaction down. And I got a lot of grief on that. So I'm okay if I'm totally wrong. I'm really okay because I don't want to over leverage in a sideways environment when nothing's accelerating. So that's it. I mean, there's just not a lot to change in the situation. We have a lot of patterns. Like, check out 0x0 AI. Okay? Great back-to-back patterns. I said start looking under 15. The type 2 was 11.9. Okay? That's a little better today with that pushing up. So daily, but I'm only thinking reaction for any of these. There's a lot of really nice patterns. What's the problem? They don't have confirmation. They haven't produced dots. And in that situation, you could be going sideways for a while or even lower, clip the hop kind of a thing. Yeah. Is 74K still possible on Bitcoin? I'm being asked. Um, let's take it in chunks. I'm 91K for right now. 76K would be the reaction maximum downside. And I think people jumped the gun on what I was saying because they're not hearing what they want to hear. But, great patterns here. I don't have any confirmation. Can I have something that's has ideal confirmation? Let me show you this one. So Solana hit target 1 on the weekly. It's responding like this. Remember that weekly crab pattern, or was a deep crab pattern? And the target 1 level was 166. It's trying to stabilize there. I don't know why this is so slow. So slow. Hold on one second. 166.39. Still no confirmation, and HSI is still pointing down. I mean, you could maybe try to buy that for a reaction move. Is there anything else? 4-hour pattern, maybe daily something. Daily's oversold. 4-hour. Yeah, not bad. I mean, Solana's got a few things here. Remember, the big number is 166. But if you just blindly went into 166 and then you overran it, you might be concerned. Couple of back-to-back patterns down here. Is that tradable? Yeah. I think it's tradable. But for not much more than a trade. I would rather have the confirmation. What was the other one? I think it was XRP was oversold. Hold on. XRP was, I think it was weekly oversold. And we're still waiting for them to come out of the zone, which a lot of them did not last week. Sorry, this is slow. No, that wasn't it. Maybe it was daily. I don't have anything to get back in, and maybe I miss the next one. No, here's XRP situation. Okay, we just ran into a counter. We went from oversold to overbought pretty quickly. Not a lot of price movement. So I'm not going to long in the face of an overbought HSI. And I don't have a dot, and I'm being super stingy on, going in new money on any of this. And then even stuff, so the backlash on the meme coin situation is pretty remarkable, and I think it's well deserved. And I'm just going to show one. So, dog with hat. I would rather you guys be involved with stocks than this stuff, but I do want to pop this up because I know people. I don't know why they believe in it. It's just a pool of speculative money, and most of those are weak-handed money. I think things that are being promoted on the internet are borderline fraudulent. But there is a hop level double dot at 55 cents that normally, if Bitcoin was trending and things were moving, I would say, boy, that's a great opportunity. I'm just not a believer in the meme coin space. We've seen so many blow-ups that they're mostly vulnerable. This might have been a weekly too. Oh yeah, it is weekly. So this was my comment earlier about a lot of crypto that in the last 2 weeks they went oversold and they're just going deeper oversold. That's not a signal of being oversold. It's not a signal till it comes out of the zone. And that's weekly. Let me get a better chart. Maybe more data. Yeah, all of them. KuCoin, Binance, You get the picture. Deep oversold. I mean, that's now weeks away before I would consider that as like turning around. I think you should stay away from memes. Greg, great to see you. Thanks. What's up, mid call? Wants to look at Tia. Yeah, I'll go on a little bit of a dive with these. Celestia, we talked about that around 5. Confirmation, I think, was at 4. It's probably what, 350 now, or 350. It's up 10% today. There you go. Okay. Again, what I was talking about, Celestia on the weekly. We had some patterns here, but we were trending oversold. And again, what what direction? What direction has HSI been in since November? It's been down. Now it's given you an inflection. It's turned around. That's a start. And here's the daily. These are the here's the daily chart. Okay, now a little bit better on the daily. Yeah, a whole bunch of patterns. We have big patterns. We have small patterns. But again, we were looking at this at 5, and it just kept on sliding. You know, it went to the hop level 275 before reversing. That's something with the software I think everyone should expect, that if we don't have confirmation, they're going to run the hops. I mean, look, we had that. There was back in December, a little pop runs into a counter bearish, when we blow it up, HSI. And then we were looking at this all along, all the way back down. But down, 5, 4, where's the confirmation? First green arrow comes in at under 4, and then there's a yellow dot. 285. Right matching up with the hop level. There's a lot of these. Again, I think we have to get out of this week and probably out of this month. 1 or 2 more. Things that I don't like. I don't like Doge. I mean, I love Doge, the government department, but excuse me. Doge, the meme coin is like this. $0.25 right now. That was one that was oversold too. That was it. It's taken them an hour to load, but excuse me. This is, I think this is another sign of the times. Come on. This thing is super slow. There it is. This is just whittling its way down, guys. And we had a Gartley at 20 cents on that big capitulation move, but it's not over. And hold me to this, okay? Because another strategy tip that everyone needs to really pay close attention to. Great pattern, confirmation, but then the reaction yields an overbought reading. That's going to send you back down. And Doge, next target, 20 cents. Currently 25. There's the weekly. And here again, really want to pound these strategies home. We are oversold, but we are not out of the zone. And so what can we expect? Not a lot. Continued downside action. And you can apply this to any crypto until we can turn it around and get pointed in the right direction. I mean, it's just, there's a lot. Ethereum, yeah, really? Well, Ethereum does have the ideal patterns. You're now 2,700. Again, trying to come out, not yet. Maybe it does it this week, but the daily is still Yeah, it's still, where is it? Let me get a good feed. Binance feed. It's still this deep crab pattern. And that's the framework. And I do think that we need to retest 2360 minimum, if not lower. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. And here's another example. I'm just ripping them. FET, okay? Everyone was loving FET. They're still loving FET. There's daily crab, deep crab. All of that around 71 cents. But at best, this is a type 1. And maybe you go to a buck. And that would be it. I mean, it's tradable, but that's the maximum expectation. Remember also, FET has a ton of patterns. It's a type 2. There you go. Big bat pattern, type 2 bat pattern. But you need to get out of that zone. I mean, you need to be pointing in the right direction. Your weekly is still oversold. Has not come out either. Normally, I would say, look at those patterns. That's almost ready to go now. But with this, look, weekly is oversold. And that will not materialize in any type of a signal until it pivots out. I would say, look at the last time we were that oversold. It was here, 155, and FET went all the way to 79 cents. Same kind of a thing. That needs to turn around. There has to be development. Nothing goes straight up. Nothing goes straight down. Inflections usually require 3 to 5 bars, that kind of a deal. That's how we look at that. What's up, Intel dude? Yeah, I'll look at that. Let's wrap it up. SUI, USD, like that. Okay. SUI at 340. That will be valid Sunday. Kind of like it. All right, kind of like it, but not until Sunday. And that's definitely been one of the stronger crypto. So not bad. I would say starting Sunday, you can start looking at that. Maybe for the first time. And the other one, Ondo, I don't know. Like Ondo, has that come in? Not yet. Need oversold readings, especially with crypto, because crypto is so mass psychology oriented that oversold, overbought really matter. I mean, for me, that's the way to define the ranges. Like, did the crowd get too crazy on the upside or the downside? I wouldn't say not yet. I wouldn't say yet. Even on the daily for Ondo, not. Yeah, there you go. Day one. Maybe I see what you're saying, but I don't have a lot to go on for Ondo. And my biggest fear is not even going down. It's just simply going sideways because it's not in the right position and it should be considered, especially for new folks. Guys, new folks, everybody, get over to harmonictrader.com. Okay? Let's do one more 30-day package. HPC 30, going to get you a 30-day package. Please, if you have one already, let other people enter and win. Everyone else, you can get a 2-week trial. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com and we'll get it. Ondo's 2 Black Rock strong. I don't know. OM is just continuing. I guess so. MROC, you win. Okay, MROC, you win. And yeah. And here's what you gotta do. You gotta hit me up on the Discord. Okay. Also, you guys, The winners will be able to come to the seminar, the course, for free. All right. But everyone else, I think it's time to jump on. Hit the link, okay? The Discord link. Also, I got to say, scammer alert. Please do not respond to anybody soliciting money in my name for trading, mirror trading, or whatever. I don't do that. So check that out. Thanks, David. Yeah, I put the links in there. You guys have to message me in the Discord. Really quick, looks like the futures won't turn around. Let me leave you guys with this. Not really too bad. It was a heavy morning, but look, Nasdaq's down 150 now. That's it. S&P down 37. Check this out. And this is for my crew too. I'm going to go get some lunch, but guys, I'm not. Look, I think we're still in this up and down market where if they throw it down hard in the morning or for one day, look for the recovery the next day. And that's the character of what we're in right now. Look, perfect. We started with S&P futures and Nasdaq, and look at that crab pattern, guys. It's a T2 also. So target 2 at 42 is our expected objective for this move. So let's see if I can grab something. I'm just kind of updating my people and you guys. If you guys aren't trading futures, I recommend it. I really think, we've seen phenomenal pattern setups. Here's Nasdaq. It was down 250, now 150. Anything down there on the Nasdaq? No, S&P's probably better. But that's our market. That's what's going on. All the winners, congratulations. I'll have a lot more information about, specifics about the course next week, but we'll be back on Tuesday, guys. Appreciate all of you. It's been a great session, and definitely get over here. You know what to do. You don't have to wait. Don't have to wait to win, but get over to harmonictrader.com and start your journey there. And basic membership, everything is there. Okay? Until